Greetings, folks. It is still Wednesday, April the 24th, 2019. I'm Tom Lineweaver, and this is my second commentary today. I'm telling you, folks, I need a radio show. And I also need a job. Something that will give me money so I can afford to pay my rent so I don't get thrown out of every place I go to. Anyway, okay. Pause recording, please. It always happens that way. I get started and all of a sudden I got a cough or I got to clear my throat or something. I wish there was a Benadryl that doesn't make you drowsy. Anyway, okay. This video has been on my recommended for you list 3 times now. First time I ignored it. Second time I wrote a little note on the comment section. And now I guess I'm supposed to respond to it in my commentary. He says Ilhan Omar doesn't care about America. And to him I say, Chandler Crump doesn't care about truth. This guy, obviously, if you listen to him, he has a mind full of conservative mush. Apparently, some conservative got a hold of him and brainwashed him. I mean, if you listen to him, it's nothing but the conservative line. I mean, you got to wonder if he has an original thought in his head. He doesn't say anything new. The whole conservative line, he recites the conservative line, and they throw a couple, added stuff in with it to make it look good. But when you listen to him, it's nothing but the conservative line about Representative Omar. So, obviously, this guy doesn't have a mind of his own. He apparently has been conditioned to, and I'm being facetious, folks. I'm being facetious. Because these are things that conservatives say about the opposition. Mind full of mush? How many times have you heard Rush Limbaugh use the phrase, minds full of mush? But this guy is reciting the conservative line about Representative Omar to a T. Everything. Absolutely everything. So it does wonder me if he ever has an original thought. Or at least a thought outside of the conservative line. He sure didn't say anything about anything original. It's the same old garbage we've been listening to from conservatives ever since Representative Omar started saying things that they didn't like. So, Chandler, you're still young enough. Why don't you research the truth? Islam did not do 9. Oh, well, what's the point? The guy is not going to change his mind. The guy doesn't have room to be educated because he's sucked in by the conservative movement. And they're going to promote this guy. I don't know. Maybe he's their token young black person. You see, they don't like black people. Conservatives don't like black people. If you don't believe me, ask Alan Keyes. The way they treated Alan Keyes was horrendous. And I just, it's because Alan Keyes was a constitutionalist. Alan Keyes cared about this country beyond party. And they didn't like that. So, here comes this young mind that they can shape and bend any way they want. And he happens to be a young black man. You're lucky you don't tell the truth. You're lucky, Chandler, that you don't take the line that Alan Keyes did. Because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing today if you did. And by the way, the same thing goes for, what was her name? Candace Owens? You got these group of black people that repeat the conservative line nearly word for word. And of course, conservatives trot them out there. And I don't know why they're doing it. I really don't, unless they're trying to reach out to black people and brainwash more black people to their ways of thinking. Anyway, because let me tell you something. We have a Republican office, and he's one of the biggest racist, bigoted people I've known. It's obviously he doesn't care about black people. Or anybody that's different than his, well, let's see. What would you call somebody with orange skin? He's not the only one that had orange skin. What was Representative Boehner? Remember him? I can't remember his first name. John Boehner? Jim Boehner? Whatever. He had kind of orange skin. So maybe, just maybe, this is an invasion of the orange people. Anyway. Folks, you listen to this guy. Now, of course, if you're conservative, you're going to say, great, I love the guy. But if you are intelligent and you know the conservative line about Representative Omar, if you know the conservative line, he repeats it nearly word for word. So, Chandler, you're young enough. Start seeking the truth. Let me tell you something. There was a time I believed every word that the conservatives said. There was a time I believed every word that the church said about Israel. But I start researching. I start studying things. And it turned my world upside down. I'm no longer that little misfit kid that I was. Now I'm a misfit adult. But I'm a misfit going in the right direction this time. You see, I do care about the truth. Why don't you, when you can, obviously you don't have all the time, either you're in school or you're a young worker or whatever, but when you have the time, you go and research the history of Israel. And the fact is, they are the inventors of modern day terrorism. That's right. And so when you see terrorism today, you can thank Israel. Anyway. Okay, Ilhan Omar tells the truth. And as far as 9/11 is concerned, Islamic people did not do it. They couldn't. Research it. Look it up. You show me where Islamic people have the technology to pull that off. They don't. Israel did. The United States did. And there might be a handful of other countries that do. But Islamic countries do not have the technology to pull off 9/11. So to blame the Islamic people for 9/11 is a lie. But you don't care about the truth, Chandler, do you? You don't care about truth. Now you show me one Islamic country that has the ability to pull off 9/11. Just one. You know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're stupid. You are really stupid. Go educate yourself about the truth. Go find out what Israel did to Palestine to steal that land. Go learn about the Balfour Declaration. You know, I mean, hey, all that stuff was before my time, too. So that's no excuse. Go look at the history of Israel. And, you know, people talk, the conservative line about Germany and Hitler. I don't think that's true anymore. I've started learning more things, how the pro-Israel people, they were Israeli, well, modern day Israel type of people that were living in Germany. They were called Jews. But you must learn that not all Jews are alike. But what do you care? You're sitting up there pretty. The conservatives are taking notice of you. They're using you. You are their slave. And you will be their slave until you learn the truth. Then they'll discard you like a garbage bag. That's what conservatives do. Anyway, I know, I used to be one. I mean, let me tell you, I watched the local conservatives, and now let me tell you, I was on the Republican, the local Republican committee, and what I saw there just boggled the mind. I didn't realize they were like that. The leaders of the local Republican Party were very corrupt. And I'm sure that's true everywhere in this country. Of course, it's probably true in the Democratic Party too, although I've been to Democratic meetings and they're not, the local Democratic Party is not near as corrupt as what the Republican Party is. Anyway. Okay, I'm getting away from what I was wanting to say. The Chandler Crump. And notice the name Crump. Crump. It rhymes with Trump. Do you think that's a coincidence? Anyway. Okay, folks. That's my second commentary for today. Only because, once again, YouTube has been egging me on. Hey, thanks for listening.